Hi, and today we have another episode of Let's Ask Tom. And today we have a question from our friend Andrea, and she would like to know, is HRT appropriate, or do you recommend, HRT for older adults like us?
Yes. This is a very interesting question. First off, I am not a doctor.
But you play one on TV.
Yeah. Better question for a urologist or endocrinologist, and those are the people you go to for such advice. Let's just say this. After the age of 40, men's hormonal drop-off is gradual. It's a slope. Some guys will drop off faster. You'll hear about that. They feel like crap and they sleep on the couch all day, and they go to their doctor and get checked out. And women's are abrupt. They're around age 50, go through menopause and take the dump, and they get lots of symptoms.
Yes.
HRT, hormonal replacement therapy. Sometimes they call it TRT in case of men, testosterone replacement therapy.
Or BHRT, which would be bioidentical, which is the more appropriate.
If you want to feel like you did in your 20s and 30s throughout life and have a more robust presentation of health, quality of life, this is something you should look into. Generally, you have to go to, in men's case, the urologist handles this. In women's case, gynecologist. Rarely an endocrinologist. That might be something like giantism or diabetes or other types of hormonally based diseases.
And it's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes, because not a lot of them know much about it, and a lot of them will tell you that they don't believe in it.
They're ignorant of the facts.
They'll talk about the Women's Initiative, Health Initiative, which was like a 10-year study, and they ended it after a couple of years. And this goes back into the early 2000s, I believe. And a lot of doctors are stuck on that, and they think, oh no, it causes cancer.
Same thing with men.
Have you read any literature since the year 2000? I mean, it's crazy sometimes when you try to talk to these doctors. But yes, it's trying to find one is tough.
And so there are some caveats, like if you've had a hormonally based cancer, in women's cases it might be breast cancer, ovarian cancer, something like this. HRT and your physician will determine this isn't appropriate. If you had prostate cancer, like in my case, there are some doctors who are fine with it. Other doctors, and I've talked to the top of the line at University of Miami, they don't really like it. Otherwise, give me every drug you got. At my age, I take lots of trenbolone. But
and the benefits are amazing, because you talk to people who aren't on them, women mostly that I talk to that aren't on them, and they're going through hell. And I'm like, I was lucky when I was going through that I had somebody tell me, hey, go to this doctor, so I did. And I mean, from one day to the next, I couldn't sleep at all, just couldn't fall asleep at all. And within a week, I was sleeping, just being on this stuff. So, and then I realized, like all the other benefits that were so good, it keeps up your bone density. It helps with your skin quality. It also protects your heart. You don't get heart issues as much with estrogen. It's just you need to replace what you've lost. And a lot of people are, I just want to age naturally. Yeah. You're like, no, you don't. You really don't. Trust me.
It means
you're going to die.
It's not exotic things you're shooting in your body. You're replacing what you lost through age. We live longer now. We're not cavemen who lived to 30. Actually, until I think the 1700s or 1800s, people only lived, the average age was very, very low until we had antibiotics and other interventions for cancer and heart disease. And so our age is longer now. We're developing medicine to deal with the diseases we get from living 50, 60, 70 years. And in men's case, it drops off, lean body mass loses. Your mental concentration, since there are androgen, male hormone receptors in your brain, they get a foggy brain. Sexually, you diminish as you age. You may not, but you may be one who doesn't. But in women's cases, they hit, say, age 50. We use that as a marker. They become essentially little men. So they get more waist around their waistline. Their breasts become less firm. And in one kid, their skin takes a dumper because estrogen's keeping their skin healthy and so forth. And men and women have both hormones, just in different proportions. And a good physician's going to balance this out. It's not trial and error. They're going to figure it out and make adjustments throughout the time.
Yeah.
And if there are small side effects, they're usually very good at managing them. And if you're not the type of person or it exacerbates something in your body, they can make adjustments.
And, be patient because it takes a little while to, for each individual person to go through a little trial and error, time with your doctor. And, be patient because it takes a little time to get it all worked out. But it's really worth it, I think. It's really,
and so by all means, if you want to maintain the vigor of your youth, it isn't how long you live, that's lifespan. Mm-hmm. It's health span, how long you stay healthy. If the last decade of your life is in bed, or if it's just on the couch, or doing crossword puzzles or something like that, the quality of your life isn't good. And this sustains the quality of life throughout your life. Mm-hmm. And if you have anything about cardiovascular issues and men testosterone, there's a recent, I think it was a review on that, and your heart's healthy. And then those things are very easy to follow for your physicians, LDL, HDL, things like this. And they can make adjustments along the way. So it's just not a science of shooting you up, or I don't want this strange things, or I don't want anything artificial in me. Your house is artificial. Your car is artificial. Clothes are artificial,
yeah,
guys.
But it's not even artificial. So.
Yeah, it's not artificial. It's something that's naturally in your body replacing it. If your pancreas didn't produce insulin from birth, you replace the insulin. Oh, that's a hormone, amazingly. So now your body's not producing testosterone and estrogen in correct amounts, and you're replacing it. So think about it just like you're dealing with diabetes, okay? And you still all want a healthy Mediterranean diet. You want to lift weights. You want to do aerobics. You want to sleep adequately and avoid danger.
In the case of, I think a lot of people, you'll actually get more energy because a lot of people complain about not having energy as they get older. It will give you more energy as well. So that's another thing.
That's another thing that makes your days more fulfilling instead of passing out at 6 o'clock.
Be more productive, and also, you won't have as much joint pain. That's another thing that's really important. So there's so many things. Like estrogen is responsible for over 300 processes in the body. And I imagine testosterone is the same, but I did my research on that, on estrogen, and it's responsible for so many things in the body. So good to
exactly. There's so many positive aspects, and if you're ignorant of the facts, you need to speak to someone educated, preferably your urologist, and that's usually the people that are handling it now. And it's almost a whole full side business for them. So hopefully that helps, Andrea. And if anybody else has a question, send it to Tom Furman at Substack. I'm easy to find. Trust me, I'm easy to find. And we'll talk to you next time.